Damn, it's been such an interesting first few days of Elden Ring Nightreign. I always knew this was going to be a controversial launch, just considering how much From Software is loved and the standards they're held to. It ended up breaking 2 million players on launch day, which is just incredible. I'm serious, this stuff doesn't happen all the time. It's a very incredible achievement. We're talking like Black Myth Wukong and Pal World level stuff. The mixed reviews for this game are really interesting. And the main thing to me is that you got people who are saying this game is perfect. You got people who are saying this game is good but really needs work in solo. You got people who are saying this game is dog shit. You got people who are saying this is just a simple asset flip. You got people saying this is a mod. Everyone is just saying everything. I will note that the reviews have definitely gone up, and the developers have addressed a few things, particularly in solo, that people are happy with. So it's looking a little better. But I just wanted to go over some of the reviews today because people have a very interesting thought process when they're deciding whether they like this game or not. This is one of the most popular reviews on Steam, and it seems to be mainly focusing on a lack of content, specifically new things, talking about bosses, weapons, enemies. Despite whether you think it's fine for them to reuse everything or not, I think you can say, I guess, it would be nice to have like a few new weapons. Although Elden Ring is in the name, right? So I guess you could counter the argument with that. Interestingly enough, though, I find it extra odd how loads and, if not all, of the DLC weapons are just totally absent. I guess I'm not mad about it, I'm just more interested in why they're missing. This is actually quite a long review, and this person seems to go into basically every single detail in the game that they don't agree with. The top paragraph is an interesting point because I don't necessarily think you need a voice line in the game. You can already ping on the map and you can ping items as well, so I just don't think there's anything else you would need to tell them about. Maybe I've just had an extremely good time with randoms because every time I ping something on the map or they've pinged something on the map, the whole group sticks to it and we typically end up doing fine. He mentions that the game was quite hard for him and his friends to beat the first night boss, which again, I don't want to say anything, but I myself didn't have much of a hard time. I mean, sure, it took a few tries, but isn't it supposed to? It's a Souls game. Again, though, this is his review, not mine, and he does bring up a lot of good points that I think a lot of players will go through. And one thing that I absolutely agree with and is totally unacceptable from Software is the fact that you cannot queue with people who have the same active quest as you, or a active quest at all. I don't want to spend too much time on this review because it's quite long, but I wanted to mention that he mainly talks about how there isn't much extra content in this game, which I found was funny considering down in the comments there's somebody who's actually quite happy that there isn't as much content in this game. This is a positive review that seems to focus on the simplicity of the gameplay loop. It's also quite nice to see that this review here does focus on certain flaws in the game, but also recognizes that you don't have to write the entire review around them. What's funny to me is that this reviewer seems to generalize the negative reviews on, wah, game is what dev said it would be instead of what I wanted it to be, wah, without pointing out that there is some pretty reasonable and valid feedback. This, paired with comments being disabled, just gave me a little bit of a chuckle. Something quite interesting to me is the fact that a lot of these reviews, if not most of them, are based around the fact that you have to play this with 3 people or 1. Quite a lot of people really want a duos option, which is fine, although it's up to you whether you think it's justifiable to not recommend the game specifically because of this. Like this viewer here basically tells you the game is not fun at all if you don't have 2 friends you can queue with, which again, I feel like this changes between people because myself personally, I solo queued for half the time I've played, and I thought it was quite fun. This is just the perfect variety of opinions right here. The top left one is awesome. The top middle one could be valid, could not be. The top right one, I had to Google Translate. I'm not joking. This means fuck your mother and your wife. And this middle guy, this guy is just not happy. This guy did not have a good time. There's not enough content for this guy. Now, this is the guy who thought we were getting the next Elden Ring. This review also likes to point out the fact that there's no duo mode, although I think this guy might be a little more angry about the fact that it took him 10 minutes to find a game. I'll say it again, it's very interesting to me the amount of people who aren't recommending this game because of the duo options. This is another really long review, and this guy doesn't seem too happy about the fact that the game is fast-paced. He also points out that he really doesn't like the fact that you get punished for dying, which is interesting to me because it is a Souls game. And I'm not saying that you should be punished, but what's the alternative, right? Should you just be allowed to die infinitely and not be punished? He's also got some pretty interesting reasons as to why he thinks the classes are unbalanced. Um, they just do different things and they're better in different ways. Just because one's better at combat doesn't necessarily mean it's a better character. This guy on the top right seems to appreciate the difficulty, and I can respect that. And right below is a review with 40 hours already, which is awesome. But it's a review pointing out flaws that a lot of people point out, but also giving a recommendation. I'm gay and love balls. Needs duo mode, but fun game. Really good. The co-op game is a co-op game, just in case y'all are wondering. This is probably my favorite review because it points out the three biggest issues with the game, particularly cross-platform. Not having crossplay in a multiplayer game in 2025 is just absolutely unacceptable. Although I agree with this review pretty much 100%, I would give it a positive anyway. I don't think these three are big enough issues for a not recommendation, just in my opinion. This fella really doesn't like the Fortnite storm and struggles to have fun with the fast pacing. He really wishes he had more time to explore and get himself set up in a solo mode. Which, I mean, that's fair enough. He also seems to be not so happy about the difficulty in the solo mode, which I can somewhat agree with. I actually think, in my personal opinion, there should be a lot of different tiers of difficulty, and you should get better rewards depending on which tier you choose. Because I fit within both of the people on this one. I really like rushing around getting as much stuff as I can, as fast as I can, and trying to kill a boss. But I also think it'd be cool to go on an easier difficulty and explore the map a bit more, get some better scenery. You could just have a lot of variety. In my personal opinion, I think there should be about a 5 tier difficulty system, with the fifth tier being extremely hard to the point where the bosses will one shot you. In an instance based game like this, it works really well, and I would never vouch for the same in a game like Elden Ring because the reward system is completely different. And there are ways in Elden Ring that you can actively make the game easier for yourself. This doesn't seem to be the case here, and I do have a bit of sympathy for players who aren't very good and they just want to have a fun time playing solo. Another really good thing about this system is that it could add an extra sense of progression. I mean, what if you get like 4 times the runes or an extra outfit? Right? People love being rewarded for extremely hard stuff. Here we got somebody who's extremely pissed off about the loot variety, says there isn't anything new, and then the loot just isn't exciting at all. There seems to be quite a bit of players who are pretty pissed off that there isn't new loot or completely new weapon sets. This person was quite unhappy that we didn't get Elden Ring 2 and doesn't appreciate the fast-paced gameplay and the gameplay loop. I think this is more of a weirder review because this is a roguelike game and they might not have known that. Oh, I feel I'm losing my mind. This game is truly one of a kind. Caught the flame through a friend's ID. Now I'm hooked. My sleep belongs to thee. I picked a class I thought looked neat. With my friends a pro, he said. It felt elite. Dream Team's vibes as we charged ahead. Sudden boss appeared, and the pro just fled. Our pro teammate? More like a clown. Left us hanging. Now we're down. Revive me, bro. We screamed in pain. But he's busy farming aura again. We get many treasures if we can play as a team, but from past experience, it's more likely we scream. With chaos shouting, our plans fall apart, yet somehow this madness is close to my heart. Oh, this game, she's dark, she's sweet, like a goth girl draped in cursed deceit. She haunts the night in silent feet, with a deadly grace and no retreat. I'd learn each scar our dance would bring, then drown the sun to shape her ring. Not silver or gold, no mortal thing, just me, her, and an Elden Ring. Now this is by far the best comment, the best review on Steam on Elden Ring Nightreign. Anyway, thanks for watching today. I mainly just wanted to look at all the reviews because everybody has such a different opinion on this game. Me personally, I don't think any of them are invalid, to be honest. Although I'm having fun and I'm enjoying it, it's definitely okay to pick out things you don't like about it. And knowing what the majority of the comments and reviews are about, this game will only get better over time. If you're playing Nightreign, definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. And other than that, see ya.